Today we are talking about how to create systems, so stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited about this video. We are creating systems to make your life a little easier. Having a system that works well for you makes things run much smoother and things get done more efficiently and much quicker. Okay, so what is a system and what does that mean for you? A system is a set of actions and or tasks that are grouped together that once finished complete something for you. Actual individual tasks in a system are actually quite simple, but together the whole thing could be hard to complete. But when you break it down into simple steps, it makes it much more easy. If you watch my to-do list video, I talked about cross-offable steps and breaking down each task into steps you can cross off. And we want to take some of those steps and put them together to create a system to complete a bigger task. And systems are for bigger tasks or projects that you do on a regular basis. You're not going to want to create a system for a task that you're only going to do once. This is something that's going to be repetitive. Let me give you an example of a system that we use in our home. It's a joint project. We clear the table after supper. So there's all these steps that need to get done before the actual table is cleared. Someone scrapes all the plates onto one plate, stacks them all up, puts the silverware on top, carries that to the kitchen. Someone else will gather up all the water glasses, carry those to the kitchen. Someone will take all the serving dishes, the water bottles and everything like that and take that to the kitchen. Someone goes and just sort of gathers up all the big crumbs, takes that to the kitchen, and then someone else will wipe the table nice and clean. Someone will sweep the floor and someone else will push in the chairs. So those are all the tasks that need to get done so that the table is finished. And that is our system for clearing the table. Because my children know that those are all the steps that need to get done, doesn't mean that they're going to do them every time, but they know that those are what need to get done, then it's much more likely that the table will get cleared every evening. Ideally, if you have a system, you can then delegate the entire thing to someone else. So my children will clear the table while I'm loading the dishwasher and washing the pots and things. If you haven't watched my productivity tips for moms, we talk about delegating there and I'll put a link to that in the description below. And you want these systems to work on autopilot. After a while, you're not going to have a list of all the steps you need to take. You're going to just do it without thinking, or whoever you delegate it to is going to be able to just do it without thinking. Autopilot is great for being able to get things done without even thinking, and you don't use up a lot of your mental energy. I talked about this in my video on routines, and I will also link that in the description below. Okay, so how do you create a system? I have 6 steps for you to be able to create a system in your life today. Okay, let's get going. Number 1, identify the system that you want to create and why do you want to create that system. The why is important because you don't want some long convoluted system that's going to do more harm than good. You want a system that's going to make your life easier. It just kind of defeats the purpose. So it's a good idea to start with a system that's going to make the biggest impact in your life. Number 2 is to list out all the steps that you are taking or you think you should be taking to complete that bigger task. You may even actually have to go through the process of doing the task to be able to see all the steps, but get them down on paper. You can tweak it or change it or add or delete things later, but have a general idea of the steps that you need to take. Number 3 is the most important thing, and that is to analyze each of the steps and see if there's an easier, better way of doing these things. Maybe you're making it too complicated. Is there a way to simplify it? Be objective, maybe get someone else's opinion, because sometimes we're just doing things in a way so often that we just think that's the only way to do it and we can't even really see any other way to do it. So if you can either think outside the box or get someone else's opinion on how to simplify your tasks, all the better. You can look online, Google up how to do whatever you're doing, ask your friend how she does it. Maybe just listing out the steps alone will be enough for you to see how you can simplify things. Are you making things more complicated than they need to be? If you are enjoying this video so far, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I'm back next week. If you are subscribed and you have that notification bell turned on, you won't miss next week's video, which is daily habits that will actually change your life. They've changed my life anyway, so you'll have to tune in next week to see if they'll change yours. Okay, let's get back into the video. Number 4 is to edit your steps. Take those things that you decided are going to simplify it, edit your steps, simplify, consolidate, and basically improve the list. Number 5 is to try it out. Maybe you just need to do it once to see that there's some tweaking that needs to be done, or maybe you need to do it for a month or so before you see how it can evolve and tweak it and make it the best that it can be. And number 6, if you're hoping to delegate this task, teach it to someone else and guide them until they're doing it the way that you'd like it done. And I talked about this a bit in my productivity tips for mom video, where we're talking about delegating and sort of helping them out until they can get to the point where they can do it as well as you would do it. Because the idea here, if you're delegating, is to not only clear off space on your plate, but also to have that task be done the way that you'd like it done. Let me know in the comments below what system you'd like to create. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Next week I have real daily habits that will actually change your life, I swear. So make sure you're back for that. And then coming up later in the month is practical self-care. Autopilot is great for being able Autopilot is great for enabling. And I talked about this a little bit you can subscribe here by clicking on my little face. Here are 2 more videos that I think you'll like. If you made it this far, leave me the thumbs up emoji in the comments below. Have a fantastic day and happy planning.